This is my budget EDH deck tech video for Asmira Holy Avenger mid-range combo. I'll start by going through the cards in groups and then discuss some of the combinations that give this deck some unique ways to win. We have our commander, Asmira. She's a 2/3 flyer for 4, and she gets bigger when your creatures die. The cool thing about her +1/+1 tokens is that she doesn't need to be into play when the creatures die, but she does need to enter play before the end of the turn in which they died. So you can do cool things like sacrifice a bunch of your creatures or wipe the board and then play Asmira. We have a Voltron package, Rancor, Shield of the Oversoul, Swiftfoot Boots, Increasing Savagery, Gift of Immortality. We have a Ramp package, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Burnished Heart. We like ramp cards that sacrifice themselves to make Asmira bigger. Nest Invader, Soccer a Tribe-Elder, and Caravan Vigil, which has a good morbid trigger for when those moments when we get to sacrifice a creature. Our card draw package is Mentor of the Meek. We're playing tokens, and he lets us draw a lot of cards. Momentous Fall, Soul of the Harvest, Shamanic Revelation. The Ferocious trigger isn't always relevant, but sometimes I have an Anthem effect in play that increases the power of all my tokens, and I can gain a significant portion of life. Orin Viper, Pseudo Death Touch, and in a multiplayer, there's usually somebody who doesn't have any blockers, so he lets me draw a card. And finally, Harmonize and Fecundity. Yes, my opponents can draw cards off of Fecundity, but I usually have more creatures and more ways to sacrifice them, so I gain the advantage generally. We have a removal package, Celestia Charm. We can give a creature trample, we can put a 2/2 knight token into play at instant speed, but mostly I play this to be able to exile my opponent's big guys. Kasali Pride Mage, Oblivion Ring, Terastodon, Acidic Slime, Archon of Justice, Return to Dust, Crib Swap, Oblation, and now we're in our board wipe package. We have Sunblast Angel, Hour of Reckoning, kind of spendy, but I usually have enough creatures to convoke, and it leaves my token creatures in play. Martial Coup gives me tokens while wiping the board. Divine Reckoning is great because you can flash it back, but also because if Asmira is really large and I want to keep her around, but I want to wipe the board, make her even bigger, I can choose Asmira, destroy everything else, and she gets larger. Brutalizer Exarch. He's the final card in my removal package. He can hit any non-creature permanent and put it on the bottom of its owner's library, but he can also tutor up a creature, which brings us to the tutor package. Fierce Empath can let me fetch Brutalizer Exarch, Soul of the Harvest, Captain of the Watch, or Sun Titan. Heliod's Pilgrim. Gift of Immortality is kind of a linchpin of the deck, and she can help me go fetch it. Altar of Bone. If I need to find Heliod's Pilgrim to go get Gift of Immortality, I can sacrifice a token creature and go get her. We have a Recursion package. These are great reactive cards, but they're also good proactive cards. If I want to sack a lot of creatures or permanents or both, token creatures or permanents or both, I can cast Faith's Reward and get all my permanents back. I can cast this in response to mass land destruction or mass creature destruction. Marshal's Anthem. Praetor's Council. If the game goes long, this can get me a victory. Elixir of Immortality. Regrowth, Angelic Renewal, Auramancer, Sun Titan, and Fresh Meat. The cool thing about Fresh Meat is a lot of my combos revolve around creature tokens, and this allows me to sack all my creature tokens and make more. It's also a great response to wrath effects. A little more recursion, but now we're getting into our token generation package. Twilight Drover allows me to get value when I sacrifice creature tokens. He gets bigger, and he can also spit out 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying. So gives me a little bit of evasion. I don't have a lot of flying creatures in the deck, and this guy gives me lots of them. Colony Garden, it's just some of my combinations revolve around having at least one expendable on the board to get something started. So this is a nice way to get that one token creature for free. White Sun Zenith, instant speed, cast it at the end of my opponent's turn, get a bunch of cat creature tokens, cast it in response to player's attack, get a lot of blockers, really versatile. Mitotic Slime, with sacrifice engines in play and a way to recur it, it makes lots of creatures, which give me lots of card draw, makes Asmira bigger, or gives me other effects, fuels Cathar's Crusade. One of the deck's all-stars for sure. V2 Ghazi. I like token generators that are a little harder to remove than the average creature or enchantment. Same goes for Springjack Pasture. It's also a mana battery of sorts and comes in really handy mid to late game. Rampaging Baloths, pretty standard. We'll talk about him later. Increasing Devotion. Being able to flash it back for 10 tokens is really powerful. Conqueror's Pledge, a little bit like Increasing Devotion, but instead of a flashback, you have a kicker. You can put 6 into play if you cast it. If you kick it, you get 12 soldier tokens. We've got Captain of the Watch, 3/3 Vigilance, and she gives other soldier creatures I control +1/+1 in Vigilance, and she makes 3 soldiers when she comes into play. I'd say about half of my token generators make soldiers, so the ability is relevant. Decree of Justice, I don't really play it for the angels. I play it for the soldiers. And when you cycle it, you can do it at instant speed. It can't be countered. Really versatile card. Nice, reliable way to generate tokens. Saproling Burst. This is probably one of the best cards in the deck. You might want to read the description to see how it works exactly, but it's 7 death triggers on demand for Asmira. The first token that comes into play is a 6/6. The next one's a 5/5. Next one's a 4/4, and so on. Their power is only equal to the number of fate encounters on Saproling Burst, so you want to be careful with how many fade counters you remove from it, but this is definitely a powerhouse. Auramancer's in the deck to let us use it again. Spawning Pit. Free sack engine. I sack creatures, I benefit, I make more creatures. Fanatical Devotion. Sacrifice a creature to regenerate a creature. It's another free sack engine and also helps protect important pieces like Sun Titan, Asmira, and Soul of the Harvest. Martyr's Cause. Sacrifice a creature, prevent all damage to a creature or player from one source. This has saved me from Exsanguinate, Devil's Play, you name it. Any big kind of X effect or big damage dealer. Ajnod's Altar. Everyone's familiar with that. And Altar of Dementia. This card is amazing. I can make lots of creatures. I can make them very large. Sometimes I can make an infinite number of creatures. So this gives me an alternate win condition if the board is stalled. I can mill my opponents out completely. Perilous Forays, a rare green sack engine, gives me some ramp and combo. Sack a creature, go get a basic land. And now we're onto our win conditions. We've got Triumph of the Hordes. So if somebody has a bloated life total, we can kill them with Infect. Sometimes I can kill everybody. Next is Beastmaster Ascension. We make a lot of creatures in this deck, and if you swing with 7 or more, this triggers immediately. And if for some reason your opponent fogs you out, you have a bunch of large token creatures you can sacrifice to Altar of Dementia to mill their deck out. Cather's Crusade, kind of the same idea here. Gives us lots of power on the board. A Saproling Burst will give us 7 triggers, give all of our creatures 7+1/+1 tokens, and let us swing for lethal. True Conviction. Some people see it as kind of a win more card. I included it because it helps me swing games back in my favor. And lastly, we have Mirror Entity. It comes down for cheap. I can use its X ability immediately to swing the game in my favor. I can make all of my creatures larger than my opponent thought they would be, swing for lethal. I can make them huge and sack them to Altar of Dementia. So there are a couple of good lines of play. Now we're on to a little bit of tech. My deck struggles against counter magic, and a lot of my combinations revolve around making a creature stick. So for 1 green, I can make sure that my next summon can't be countered, Savage Summoning can't be countered, and the next creature I cast has Flash, and it gets a +1/+1 counter. This is amazing for 1 mana in my deck. Being able to make sure my Todic Slime sticks, or Sun Titan, or even my General is too valuable for words. Next we have Autumn's Veil. It's a little similar to Savage Summoning, but it shuts down all counter magic for the turn, and all black spells. So this helps me fight off removal, and it helps me push through those combo pieces in the face of counter magic. Sometimes when you're assembling the Doomsday device, you need to hide behind a Glacial Chasm. Let's talk about some of the combinations. If you want to go the route of general damage, you can make Asmira bigger via generating tokens and sacrificing them. Any token generator plus any sack outlet will get you there. Just make sure you can protect Asmira with things like Swiftfoot Boots, Shield of the Oversoul, Martyr's Cause, or Fanatical Devotion. There's really no point in making her bigger if she's just going to die to removal. If you want to win via creature damage, you'll be looking for things like Cather's Crusade, Beastmaster Ascension, Mirror Entity, or Triumph of the Hordes. The last one grants Infect, which is a great way to blow out the entire table or take down one opponent that has too much life. If you want to win via mill, we have the almighty Altar of Dementia. We can make a lot of tokens and make them very large with Mirror Entity and Cather's Crusade. If we don't have the benefit of those cards, we can slap Gift of Immortality on our Sun Titan and mill the entire table. Some other combos that stand out are Mitotic Slime plus Gift of Immortality, any sack outlet plus Fate's Reward or Fresh Meat, Perilous Forays plus Rampaging Baloths, fetch a ton of lands and get a ton of death triggers and ETB triggers, and Spawning Pit and Twilight Drover. Sack a bunch of creatures to the pit to make the Drover big, then spit out a ton of spirits and spawns. That's it for this deck tech video. If you'd like to see the list and explore it in more detail at your leisure, I've provided a link in the description. Thanks for watching.